What if I told you that everything you own is quietly taking ownership of you? Your car, your phone, your clothes, your house. The more you collect, the more you get trapped. We think owning more means we've made it. But behind every purchase is a silent weight. The pressure to maintain, protect, upgrade, and hold on. Slowly, without even noticing, your possessions begin to possess you. You work longer hours to afford them, stress over losing them, and fear someone else having more than you. And the worst part? You call this freedom. But is it really freedom if you're constantly serving your things? Stoic philosophy warns us, the more we depend on external stuff, the more control we give away. True power isn't in owning a luxury car or the latest gadget. It's in needing less, in being able to walk away, in owning yourself. So ask yourself honestly, do you own your things, or do your things own you? Because one day, all of it will fade. And when it does, what's left of you if your identity was always tied to what you owned? What if the very things you think are making your life better are the same things slowly taking it away from you? We live in a world that constantly tells us to want more money, more things, more success. We're taught that happiness comes from owning stuff. A bigger house, a newer phone, designer clothes, all signs that you're doing well in life. But have you ever stopped to ask, at what cost? With every new thing you buy, you also buy the burden of keeping it, protecting it, and being afraid of losing it. Slowly, your things stop being just things. They become a part of your identity. You start living for them, working harder to get more of them, and feeling empty without them. This is the trap. And most of us don't even realize we've walked into it. This video explores a powerful idea from Stoic philosophy. Everything you own will one day own you. It's not just about material things. It's about control, freedom, and how your mind can get tied to what's outside of you. The Stoics believe true peace comes from within, not from anything you can buy. So if your happiness depends on your possessions, are you truly free? Or have you sold your freedom for comfort, convenience, and status? Today, we're going to challenge the way you think about ownership, success, and happiness. We're going to ask the hard questions, and maybe, by the end of it, you'll start to see your world and your place in it in a very different way. Before we dive into today's journey of Stoic wisdom, I want to invite you to be part of something bigger. This channel is driven by a passion to spread knowledge that can transform lives, and with your support, we can continue growing. By joining our membership community, you'll get exclusive videos, members-only posts, and live Q&As, all designed to help you dive deeper into philosophy. Your support means more than just keeping the content alive. It means we can keep growing together. If this resonates with you, join us through the link in the description. Number 1. The trap of ownership. In our modern lives, owning things has become more than a basic need. It's become a way to measure worth. Society teaches us that success is shown by what you have. Your car, your home, your clothes, even your social media followers. But Stoicism asks us to look deeper. What happens when your value is tied to what you own? You begin to fear losing those things. You start protecting them more than your peace, and suddenly you're not living to enjoy life. You're living to maintain your image. That's where the real danger lies. When your identity is linked to possessions, your emotions rise and fall with them. Lose something valuable, and you feel like you've lost a piece of yourself. But you haven't, because you aren't your things. The Stoics believe that external things are never fully in our control. Anything you own can be lost, broken, stolen, or taken away at any moment. So if your happiness depends on them, you're always at risk of losing it. That's why this topic matters. It forces us to rethink what really brings peace. When we free ourselves from the need to own and control everything around us, we begin to experience real power. Power over ourselves. The kind of power that doesn't panic when the car breaks down, when the phone is outdated, or when money is tight. This isn't about becoming a minimalist or giving everything away. It's about becoming aware of what owns your attention, your energy, your life. Because if you don't recognize the weight of your possessions, you'll carry them like a badge of honor, not knowing they're slowly turning into chains. Stoicism reminds us, true strength isn't in holding on. It's in letting go. Number 2, the illusion of control through possession. One of the biggest lies we've been taught is that the more we own, the more control we have over our lives. From a young age, we're shown success as a picture filled with wealth, property, and endless luxury. We start believing that owning more will protect us from discomfort, failure, or insecurity. But this belief creates a trap. Instead of feeling safer and freer, we become anxious, competitive, and emotionally dependent. We confuse ownership with security, and that confusion quietly controls the way we live. We choose jobs we hate just to maintain a lifestyle. We stay in toxic environments just because they pay for our comforts. We avoid risk and personal growth because we fear losing what we've gained. Or worse, what people think we've gained. The problem is not in the things themselves, but in how we attach meaning to them. When your self-worth depends on what you have, then your peace depends on something outside your control. And the more you chase possessions, the more you fear losing them. You start asking yourself questions like, what if I can't afford this next month? What if someone else has better? What if I lose everything I've worked for? This fear builds pressure. And instead of owning things, your things begin to own your time, your mind, your decisions. You become less free, not more. This mindset affects every part of life. Relationships, career, health. People postpone their dreams just to pay for things they don't even enjoy anymore. They stay unhappy because they're afraid to let go. So the challenge is not whether you have too much or too little. The real challenge is, are your possessions serving you, or are you serving them? Number 3, the freedom of needing less. Stoic philosophy offers a powerful shift in thinking. Real freedom doesn't come from owning more. It comes from needing less. This idea turns the modern definition of success on its head. Instead of chasing endless possessions, the Stoics practiced detachment. Not detachment from life or responsibility, but from the illusion that happiness lives in material things. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, taught that the only true possessions we have are our thoughts, values, and choices. Everything else, money, status, even our bodies, can be taken away. So why base your identity on anything so unstable? This mindset doesn't mean we must live in poverty or throw away everything we own. It simply means we must own things without letting them own us. It's about control, not over the world, but over yourself. When you stop depending on possessions for validation, you start living on your own terms. You're no longer afraid to lose what you never needed in the first place. That's real power. This change in perspective also brings clarity. You begin to ask, do I really need this? Or am I just trying to impress someone? Is this adding peace to my life or stealing it? You start focusing more on experiences, relationships, and inner peace. You start working for purpose, not just profit. That doesn't mean you won't have nice things. It just means nice things won't have you. People who practice this mindset often describe feeling lighter, more confident, and more alive. They stop comparing, stop chasing, and start living in the moment. As the Stoics say, he is richest who is content with the least. When you live this way, no one can take your peace from you, because it's not built on anything they can touch. That's the true meaning behind everything you own will one day own you. But it doesn't have to. You can choose a different way. Number 4, how to free yourself from the weight of possessions. Letting go of attachment to material things doesn't mean you have to give everything away and live like a monk. It means learning how to live in a way where your things serve you, not the other way around. Here are some practical ways to start living this Stoic idea in your daily life. Start by becoming aware of what you own and why you own it. Take some time to look at your possessions, your clothes, gadgets, furniture, and even your online purchases. Ask yourself, do I really use this? Does this bring value to my life? Or am I just keeping it for the image, out of habit or fear of letting go? This step alone can be eye-opening. You begin to see how much energy you give to things that don't actually make your life better. Awareness is always the first step to change. Next, create a habit of regular decluttering. Don't think of it as cleaning or organizing. Think of it as freeing your mind. Every object in your space demands some part of your attention, even if you're not aware of it. By reducing the number of things around you, you make room for clarity, peace, and focus. Start small, maybe one drawer, one shelf, or one category at a time. You don't need to throw everything out. Just let go of what no longer serves a real purpose in your life. Keep what you use, need, and truly enjoy. Let the rest go without guilt. Another powerful habit is mindful spending. Before you buy anything new, pause and ask yourself, do I need this, or am I trying to fill a void? Am I buying this for me or for how I think others will see me? Learning to delay purchases, even for 24 hours, can help you cut impulse buying and bring more intention into your choices. Over time, this builds discipline and self-control, which are central to Stoic practice. Simplify your commitments as well. Just like we can collect physical items, we also collect responsibilities, subscriptions, plans, and goals that don't really matter. Ask yourself, what am I doing just because I feel I should, not because it brings me closer to who I want to be? Letting go of excess in your schedule creates time for what matters: reflection, rest, relationships, and personal growth. Another practical tool is journaling. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, used journaling to examine their thoughts and behavior. You can do the same. Every night or morning, take a few minutes to reflect. What did I cling to today? What did I fear losing? How can I practice more freedom tomorrow? This small habit builds awareness and helps you stay grounded in what truly matters. You can also practice voluntary discomfort, a core Stoic exercise. This means choosing to go without certain comforts now and then, to remind yourself that you can be okay without them. Sleep without a pillow. Skip a meal. Take a cold shower. Wear simple clothes for a day. These are not punishments. They are reminders that you are strong enough to live with less. They teach you that comfort is not a necessity. It's a bonus. And when you stop fearing discomfort, you stop being afraid of losing what you own. Finally, shift your focus from having to being. Instead of asking, what do I need to buy? Ask, what kind of person do I want to become? Make choices that align with your values, not just your wants. Practice generosity. Help someone without expecting anything in return. Celebrate moments, not purchases. The more you train your mind to value what can't be owned, like wisdom, kindness, peace, and growth, the less power material things will have over you. Freedom doesn't mean living without things. It means not being ruled by them. When you apply these simple, daily steps, you begin to build a life that is lighter, clearer, and more in tune with your true self. You begin to experience the deep peace that comes not from owning everything, but from being owned by nothing. Number 5. Breaking free from the fear of letting go. Change is uncomfortable, especially when it challenges beliefs you've held your whole life. So when you start questioning your relationship with possessions, don't be surprised if you feel fear, resistance, or even guilt. You might think, what if I let go of something and need it later? What will people think if I stop chasing material success? Will I be seen as weak, lazy, or unsuccessful? These thoughts are normal, but they're also part of the trap. The fear is not about losing the object. It's about losing the identity that came with it. The truth is, letting go feels like a loss at first, but only because we've been trained to see ownership as a measure of value. Once you begin to let go, even in small ways, you'll notice that the fear fades. You'll realize you didn't really need the extra stuff. You just needed the belief that you were enough without it. Another resistance people face is the pressure of society. Everywhere you look, you're told to upgrade, buy more, and stay in the race. So stepping back might feel like stepping out of the world. But Stoicism teaches that the goal isn't to reject the world, it's to rise above it. You don't need to run away from life. You just need to live with intention. When you live by your values instead of others' expectations, you stop caring about the noise around you. Sometimes the hardest part is staying consistent. You might declutter once, then fall back into old habits. That's okay. This is a practice, not a one-time event. Remind yourself often why you started. Read Stoic quotes. Journal your progress. Surround yourself with people who value simplicity. Over time, this new mindset becomes natural. And remember, this journey is not about perfection. You don't have to give up everything. You just have to regain control over what has been controlling you. That's the heart of Stoicism. Not to run from the world, but to live in it with strength, clarity, and peace. You'll stumble, you'll question, you'll face doubt. But each step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom. Number 6. Living proof of freedom from possessions. Throughout history, there have been countless examples of people who embraced the Stoic mindset and lived free from the grip of materialism. One of the most well-known is Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who ruled over one of the largest empires in history. Despite his power and access to unimaginable wealth, Marcus remained grounded in Stoic philosophy. He constantly reminded himself in his personal writings, meditations, that everything he owned was temporary, and that peace came not from possessions, but from inner discipline. His example shows that even someone at the top of society can choose simplicity and self-control over indulgence and greed. Another powerful example is Diogenes, a Greek philosopher often considered a founder of the Cynic and Stoic traditions. Diogenes lived with almost nothing, just a cloak, a staff, and a bowl, which he eventually discarded after seeing a boy drink water with his hands. While extreme, his lifestyle served as a statement. Happiness and freedom aren't found in things, but in letting go of the need for them. He believed that needing less was the path to ultimate power, and his actions backed up his words. He was so confident in his freedom that he once told Alexander the Great to step aside because he was blocking the sunlight, proving that real strength doesn't come from status, but from being content within. Even in modern times, we see this philosophy in action. Many successful people eventually realize that chasing more doesn't lead to happiness. Steve Jobs, known for revolutionizing technology, lived a surprisingly simple personal life. He once said that focusing on what mattered meant saying no to hundreds of distractions. He wore the same clothes every day, not because he couldn't afford better, but because it gave him mental clarity. His life is a reminder that even in a fast-paced, materialistic world, simplicity can lead to greatness. And there are ordinary people too. Minimalists, monks, social workers, or even someone who gave up a high-paying job to live more meaningfully, who show us what it means to live with intention. These individuals may not have extravagant lifestyles, but they're often more content, less stressed, and more connected to what truly matters. Their lives are proof that owning less doesn't mean having less. It means being more. Number 7. What do you truly own? Now it's time to turn the spotlight inward. Ask yourself honestly, what do you own that might be owning you in return? Is it a certain lifestyle you're trying to maintain? A reputation you feel pressured to protect? A car, phone, or home that makes you feel safe, but also restless, anxious, or trapped? These questions aren't meant to make you feel guilty. They're meant to help you see clearly. Because the first step toward freedom is recognizing where your chains are. Think about your daily life. How much of your time, energy, and mental space is spent thinking about things you've bought or things you want to buy? How often do your decisions revolve around money, image, or fear of not having enough? Now imagine what your life would feel like if you weren't carrying that weight. Imagine what you could focus on if your attention wasn't divided by things that don't truly matter. You don't need to throw everything away to start living with more clarity. You just need to make one small change. Maybe it's cleaning out a drawer you've been ignoring. Maybe it's deciding not to buy something today that you don't really need. Maybe it's saying no to an opportunity that pays well but doesn't align with your values. Whatever it is, let it be a choice that brings you back to yourself, not to your image, your comfort, or your fears. The Stoics believed that peace comes from within, and that true power lies in needing less, not having more. This mindset doesn't ask you to reject the world, but to move through it with purpose and awareness. Every time you choose to let go of something you don't need, you reclaim a part of yourself that was lost in the noise. That's not weakness. That's strength. So pause for a moment. Reflect on what's weighing you down. Ask yourself, if I lost everything I own, would I still recognize who I am? And if the answer is no, then maybe it's time to start building a life that isn't built on things, but on truth. A life where you're no longer owned by what you own. A life where you are finally free. Number 8, choose freedom over possession. If this message spoke to you, even just a little, then don't let it stop here. Take a moment to reflect on what you own, and more importantly, what might be owning you. Is it time, energy, peace of mind, or freedom that you're sacrificing just to hold on to things? Now is the moment to begin that shift. Start small. Choose one item, one habit, or one thought pattern that no longer serves you, and let it go. Take back control of your life, one conscious choice at a time. We'd love to hear your story. Comment below and share your thoughts. What do you feel is owning you? Have you ever tried to let go of something and felt lighter because of it? Or are you just starting this journey and feeling unsure of where to begin? This space is for honest conversation and shared growth. You're not alone in this. We're all figuring it out together. If you found value in this video, please like it, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more content rooted in Stoic philosophy and mindful living. This channel is dedicated to helping you become mentally stronger, calmer, and more in control of your life. Your support keeps this message alive and growing. And don't just stop at watching. Take action. Read more about Stoicism, maybe start with Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, or Letters from a Stoic by Seneca. Join a community of like-minded people who are also simplifying and finding meaning. Set a reminder to reflect daily. Journal your progress. These small acts of awareness will slowly build a stronger, freer version of yourself. Remember, everything you own will one day own you, unless you choose differently. Choose freedom. Choose clarity. And start that journey today. The truth is simple. The things you own should serve you, not control you. But in a world that constantly tells us to chase more, buy more, and prove our worth through possessions, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that real freedom doesn't come from accumulating things. It comes from mastering our desires and letting go of what we don't need. The moment you stop letting things define you is the moment you begin to define yourself. Life becomes clearer, lighter, and more meaningful when it's not weighed down by the pressure to own, upgrade, and impress. This philosophy is not about deprivation or rejection of comfort. It's about living deliberately. It's about asking yourself, do I really need this? Is this thing making me stronger, wiser, or more peaceful? Or is it just another distraction? When you start living with this awareness, you begin to see that happiness is never found in what you hold in your hands. It's found in how lightly you hold the world. And from that place, you can finally breathe, think, and live on your own terms. So let this be your reminder. You are not your belongings. You are not your status, your job title, your gadgets, or your appearance. You are something deeper. You are your character, your choices, and your courage to live a meaningful life, even when it goes against the grain. That kind of life takes strength, but it's the kind of strength the Stoics believed in, the kind that can't be taken away, stolen, or sold. Thank you for watching and for choosing to reflect with us. You have more power than you think, the power to let go, the power to choose differently, the power to live free. And that journey begins not with what you own, but with what you're ready to release. If this video sparked something in you, I'd love for you to join our membership community. Your support isn't just about helping the channel survive. It's about creating a space for deeper wisdom and connection. Members get exclusive content, live discussions, and special resources to continue your journey. Together, we can create a movement of growth and understanding. If you're ready to be part of that, click the link in the description and join us today.